Every medicine we take, from a simple paracetamol to life saving cancer drugs, has a story. That story begins long before it reaches to the pharmacy shelves. It starts with the clinical research, but what exactly is clinical research? Why is, why is it so important for all of us? Clinical research is a branch of a healthcare science that studies how medicines, medical devices, and treatment methods work in humans. It helps us find out if a new drug is safe, effective, and better than existing options. In simple words, it is a research on humans to improve the health outcomes. Clinical research is the backbone of a modern medicine. Without it, we wouldn't have vaccines, antibiotics, or even painkillers. It helps answer critical questions like does this new drug actually work? What does is safe? Are there any side effects? How does it compare with the current treatments? Clinical research follows a structured process to ensure accuracy and safety. It happens in two major stages: preclinical and clinical trials. Preclinical studies. Before testing on humans, scientists test a new drug in a lab and on animals to check safety. Second is clinical trials. If it passes, it moves to the human testing, done in four main phases. Phase 1 to check safety and dosage. Phase 2 to test effectiveness. Phase 3 to confirm results and monitor side effects. Phase 4 a drug is approved to track the long term effects. Clinical research is a teamwork. It involves clinical research associate, monitors the trial process. Clinical research coordinators manage daily trial activities. Investigators, usually doctors who lead the studies, data managers, and biostatisticians analyze collected data. Pharmacovigilance professionals monitor safety and side effects even after the drug is launched. Since clinical research involves human lives, ethics are extremely important. Every study must follow good clinical practice, that is GCP guidelines, and get approval from the ethics committee before starting. Participants must give informed consent, meaning they fully understand the studies and agree to the take part voluntarily. Every approval, every approved medicine goes through the long journey from lab discovery to the market approval. It starts with the identifying a potential molecule, followed by preclinical testing, clinical trials, regulatory review, and finally marketing approval. This process can take 10 to 15 years and cost millions of the dollars, showing how much effort goes into the making a single safe medicines. Role of regulatory authorities. Regulatory authorities make sure clinical research follows laws and ethics. Globally, this includes US FDA, EMA, and in India, CDSCO and DCGI. They review study results, inspect trial sites, and approve drugs only after confirming safety and efficacy. Good clinical practice, that is GCP guidelines. This is worldwide ethical and scientific standards. It ensures that the data collected during clinical trials is reliable and that participants' rights, safety, and confidentiality are protected. Importance of data management. In clinical research, data is everything. All patient information, lab results, and side effects are carefully recorded in secure databases. Clinical data managers make sure the data is clean, accurate, and ready for analysis because one small error can affect an entire study. Next important part is informed consent. Before joining a clinical study, every volunteer must sign an informed consent form. It explains the study purpose, procedure, possible risk, and benefits. So, participation is always voluntary and transparent. Role of technology in modern clinical research. Technology is transforming clinical research. We now use electronic data capture systems, artificial intelligence, and for the data analysis, wearable devices for real-time monitoring, and telemedicine for the remote trials. This innovation makes studies faster, safer, and more efficient. Global impact of a clinical research. Clinical research has a global impact. It brings new vaccines, cures rare diseases, and improves quality of life for millions. Collaboration between countries and organizations helps share knowledge and speed up the discoveries. You can work as a clinical research associate, clinical data manager, pharmacovigilance associate, pharmacovigilance associate, regulatory affairs specialist, clinical research coordinator with experienced professionals can move into the project management, regulatory strategies, or global drug development. In short, clinical research connects science and patients. It transfers discoveries in lab into the real treatment that saves the lives. So the next time you take a medicine, remember behind it lies years of research, trials, and dedication of thousands of professionals working to make the world healthier.